Anyways, plans for 2026. So first thing we're trying to start is a book club, which I mean, I think everyone understands. Generally, I have a couple of friends who I'm trying to get to read these books with me, but also I'll try and either link them to chat, find books with passages online, or find some way to make it so that viewers and other people can interact with these books super easily. And like, again, we'll see this through the first book, but we'll get there in a second. One of my goals is to like create some guiding questions for both myself as I'm reading through these books, especially if it's, I have some familiarity with the content in the books, making guiding questions that I sort of either wished I had going in, or questions that I think will ground a lot of the thinking I am trying to do and relate a lot of these things back to the concepts I talk about in like everyday life in these videos. And then so on that topic, like at the end of the month, make sort of like AI quizzes or some form of content, but quizzes like essay, paragraph, some cognitive check at the end of the month when we finish the book and done our book club, to like go over what I've learned and basically share with everyone else of like, hey, this is the message I personally took from the book. This is how I would answer the questions I posed at the beginning. And then maybe like some fun, silly AI stuff to do live on stream and get like sort of a live feedback thing going. And so the goal of all of this is for all of these things I'm creating to be usable by anyone in chat. So if you're like have a passing interest and want to, read a summary of the book, I want to make it so it's really easy for you to just like click a link and here's a summary of the book. If you want to like read along and that's all you want to do is just read the book and then watch my videos, that's cool too. And I want to make that super easy. And then like also I imagine there's some people out there that are like, hey, I want to read along. I want to do these quizzes with you. I want to answer these questions. I also want to create a space for that and create a space for discussions around that. And so like, I think that comes from giving Discord some tender loving care and like getting that really up and running to sort of build a space for those people to discussion board and forum with each other. But that's like one of my goals of this book club, is to have it be more than just sort of me and my friends talking podcast style, or me like taking a quiz live on stream, but actually being able to like interact with viewers on a deeper level about some of these books. So with that said, the first book that I've picked for book club is The Prophet by Khalil Gibran. Also, I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher everyone's name. I'm not good at names. But this is like, it's like 120 pages of like book pages scanned PDF style, like very, very short, very easy to read. It's all free. Like that's I think the best part about this is like free book, super easy to access. You can literally just Google the name of the book. The link is right here as well. But they're like the ease of access is there. It's free, it's short, and I found like pretty interesting and pretty relevant. So with that, some of the guiding questions I had when I was like finishing up the first time through this book was like, how would you categorize this book? Like, would you call it a religious book, a philosophical book, like something else entirely? Like I'm very curious to see where this book sort of falls into other people's sort of categories, and sort of building on that. Why is it important to categorize books? Then like the next one is like, what chapter did you personally relate to most? I think some chapters will hit certain people's much. I mean, obviously everyone's going to relate to different parts more than others, but this book is especially like, each chapter is very distinct and talks about a different aspect of life that I think some may hit really well, and some may be sort of like, I don't really feel these. And so like with that in mind of like which chapters you personally like the most and relate to, and then which chapters do you wish everyone would read? Because I felt like when I was going through this book, there was a lot of chapters that I was like, God, if this book was specifically this chapter was just like common knowledge and everyone could think about the world in this way, we could move towards so many solutions and find so many, like fix so many of the fundamental things that are wrong in society today. I don't know, at least that's how I felt when I was looking through some of these chapters. I'm curious to think what other people think. So that's why I'm posing the question. And then lastly, this online copy has a bunch of the images that were originally attached with the book. And in my first go through, I like definitely didn't see them relating or how they related or what the significance of them is. And so I'm curious how they affect your reading of the book, particularly the last one, because as I was looking through this, making this presentation, that one really, that last image really stuck out to me, and I'm curious to see what others think about it and the images in general. But kind of tipping my hand, one of the next things we're going to do is I'm trying to make a stock option game. So really simple trading, spreadsheet. We'll have a draft night in a couple of weeks where everyone will pick some stocks. We'll then hopefully live on stream go through and have the AIs battle out. I don't quite know how we'll decide who gets what. Maybe we'll have them play different games against each other, and then like that's how the AIs will order their pick. I think there's like some fun silly stuff we can do there. To get the AI profiles, filled with interesting and fun picks. And then obviously there's no trading after draft night in this, so this is going to be like a very simple thing. We have a spreadsheet that I set up as in ruthlessly stole from like Doug Dog and Atriarch, who like, this is definitely their idea and their game that I've just sort of ripped off and added some fun spins on. So big shout out to them. I'm sure lots of other YouTubers have done it, but like they were the ones who I personally saw doing it and inspired me to convince my friends to hop in and play with me. And so this is something else that's in the works, but I also really want to learn specifically how to option trade, what sort of I understand that there's a high risk margin and you have the ability to lose everything, but like I don't necessarily understand the nitty gritties of trading. I don't understand what like a trailing order is and how it differs from a stop loss order. And like generally I know what the Greek letters mean, but like not super specifically. So that's another thing that I want to try and focus on learning throughout the year and do it live on stream so everyone else who's interested can learn along with us. I already have one friend who's signed up for this game who will do it with us. But that's just something else we have we're working on planning for the rest of the year to make some content out of and work on, but always open to suggestions and new ideas. So if people have specific things they're like wanting to learn about as well, I'm always ears and down to try and learn and make content out of learning about these things. So sort of on that topic, these Who Is presentations are very much about learning very deeply who is somebody and then going into a lot of detail and making a presentation. These have ended up taking me way longer than I thought they were going to do the research for them. I thought these were going to be like 3 to 5 hours of research, 1 hour making the presentation, 1 hour prepping the presentation, 1 hour presenting. In actuality, it's been 10 to 20 hours research, 5 hours making the presentations, 2 hours prepping, and then like an hour and a half blundering through the presentation. So hopefully we can speed up the process a little bit, but I'm going to cut my promise down from 1 a week to 1 a month because that feels much more realistic with the time frame I'm working on. And in exchange, I'm going to try and make lots more little videos like this of just sort of what my plan is, what's going on, learning little things rather than sort of these big in-depth presentations. That being said, I will try and stick to one a month and increase the quality of these. I want these Whois presentations to be the sort of top quality video I produce. With that being said, I hinted at this earlier, but I'm always open to suggestions and looking for more ways to be more interactive with comments and viewers and everyone who's consuming my content. So with that in mind, if anyone has any suggestions of things they've seen on other channels or things they would hope I bring back to the channel, please leave it down in the comments or catch me on Twitch whenever I'm live. I'm super open to hearing new things and always interested in new ideas, but still starting this whole streaming and YouTube stuff, so definitely looking for suggestions and new ideas. And I think that's all I got for today. Thank you so much.